watching Sesame Street. Like, A is for Apple, it's good enough for me. Like, and I've been on daytime talk shows, and certain ones like Kelly and Mark, you don't talk about anything. Like, we don't talk about Fight Club. We don't talk about any pandy that happened. We don't talk about any war going on anywhere. We don't talk about politics. We don't definitely talk about Dior bags, and we definitely wouldn't talk about these crashes. It's just like light and bright. And the reason that everyone's clamoring here to discuss anything, starving, like seeing mirages in the desert, is because I'm watching Sesame Street on television, where like reporters are asking experts like, and when was the last time you saw back-to-back crashes like this with fatalities? Like, they're stifled too. They want to say what the actual F is going on. Like, you could just feel it. They're like, it's like charades. They're playing Pictionary or charades. They're trying to like get somebody to say something so we can like read the tea leaves. It's insane. Everyone just acting normal. Like, how is someone that's a reporter not like, hi guys, what the F? I mean, that's why I couldn't be a reporter on mainstream television. It's insane. It's Sesame Street, and Cookie Monster is going to jump out of a garbage can soon.
All right, so I'm back on Bethenny TikTok, and I have to tell you, whenever there's current events that go on now, it's so crazy. I go on TikTok and look for Bethenny. Even though I follow her, she doesn't show up on my For You page. I don't know if that's because of the Dior bags or whatever, but like, bottom line, I go and I look for her and I get her take on the news. And you're fast, Bethenny, if you're watching this. Like, you really are on it. So hear me out. BNN. Instead of CNN, BNN. Literally before, or like right after the election, rather, I stopped watching CNN and MSNBC, which is normally where I like got the news from. And I have not gone back since. But like, I feel like you're a better news source now. It's crazy. But BNN.
Outfit for dinner on a Friday night in Connecticut, a piece. This is a turtleneck, like t-shirt material dress in turn. Gold. That. Hearts for Valentine's Day. I want to know who makes those, so I'll get back to you on that. Heart. I love a heart. And then these boots, I had to wear these types of boots because they're the only ones that wouldn't like buckle out the dress. Does that make any sense? I'll show you my coat soon. This is my new haircut and color from yesterday. This is really more of like a big sweater than a coat because I'm not going that far with any luck. Bye. Outfit for dinner on a Friday night in Connecticut.
It's Judge Janine. Now, I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of hearing about Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Okay, so I decided to break it down for you. It appears that the two of them are going to trial in March of 2026 in federal court in New York. Judge Lyman was a good judge because, they couldn't resolve the problems that they had in the making of the movie It Ends With Us. The movie is a great movie, and it has a theme about domestic violence. And I started one of the first domestic violence, if not the first domestic violence units in a prosecutor's office in the nation when I was a young prosecutor many, many, many years ago. I was disappointed after I saw the movie that Blake Lively, in the promos to the movie, never once even mentioned the serious social issue and the theme and the message of the movie. Instead, she talked about her hair products, and she talked about herself, and there was some other product she was talking about. It was all about her and how she could make money on a hair product. Baldoni, on the other hand, produced this movie and acted in the movie, and he was not allowed by her to be part of the red carpet in the run-up to the movie. She ends up suing him. Why does Blake Lively sue Baldoni? She says he sexually harassed her, he's smearing her reputation, and he created a hostile work environment. Now, in this movie, they're dating. They're boyfriend-girlfriend. And then they live together. So they're sleeping together. But on the run-up to their living together, they're dancing. There is a slow dance where he literally starts kissing her from her ear down her neck. And she says that's sexual harassment, fans. She says that is not acceptable. And the amazing part is, if you know anything about entertainment law, this is well within the scope of the scene itself. If you're sleeping with the guy, what do you expect him to do? And she's saying that's sexual harassment, and women will understand it, making herself, part of the women who've been sexually harassed. It's nonsense. The next thing is a hostile work environment. She says he came into her trailer when she was breastfeeding and he was uninvited. The only problem is the evidence says otherwise. She invited him into her trailer and specifically said, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to come in and work out our lines." Okay, she's got a real problem here, and I'm not impressed with her. And what happened as a result of this was someone who interviewed her almost 10 years ago wrote an article called "The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job." And she puts the interview on YouTube where Blake Lively is sitting there with another person. The interviewer is talking to her. Blake Lively won't even look at her, won't speak to her, talks to her friend, and literally dumps on the interviewer. Okay? And she says, this is part of the smear campaign. No. This is a woman who 9 years ago you mistreated in an interview, and she went away and hid, and only now, 9 years later, has come out. So, I'm not real sure that this thing is going to benefit either one of them. She sued. He then sued. Baldoni sued for defamation and extortion, and he also sued the New York Times. So this is quite a case, and I'm sick of hearing about it, and I'll bet you are too. They ought to just shut up, do the movie, understand what comes with it, understand that every now and then it's not going to go exactly the way you want it. So you end up suing. Big mistake.